Hey, what's up guys, it's Liam or Weagle on your Overwatch, back with a new video today with an amazing guide. Yes, I went there. Today we're going to be going through Mei's Ice Wall, all of its uses, and also where some people actually use it incorrectly. If I do miss anything though, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below, and don't forget to drop a subscribe if you guys enjoyed. So getting into things, one of the main uses I see of Mei's Wall, and I don't know why people do it, is blocking enemies in their spawn at the start of the round. This is very, very rarely useful. In fact, probably never. If you're ever going to block an enemy team in their own spawn, the best time to do it actually is when you're playing the King of the Hill game mode. If you manage to force the enemy team all the way back because you killed someone and you boost forward and you try and finish off the team, you can then try and run away, right? And you can just whack the wall down and get away. But honestly, the number one and the best thing to do with this wall is to split up the enemy team. You will see me do it constantly throughout the gameplay that you are watching. I will split someone off, or two people, or three people. Sometimes you get more than you bargained for, but you then have to focus them and kill them. And what's really good about this, especially on some of the capture points where these tight lines of sight come in, is it forces your team, if you're solo queuing, this is particularly amazing, it forces your team to focus the people that are stuck on this side of the wall. Sometimes you can get stuck when you're playing with people that you don't know and no one's focusing anything, but if you're playing as Mei on defense, you can specifically split off certain people and that will force your team to focus them, and it just brings your team more together without even having to communicate with them. Not only is it good for actually splitting the enemy team up and focusing them, but it can also be good for blocking enemies from running away. Whether it's one or two people, they may just try and get out of there, right? They know that they're not up in the fight, and you can deny them as Mei and kill them. The reason that the enemies will be trying to run away is to regroup with the team and come back. If you can stop them running away and kill them, then the next set of people also coming out of spawn will have to wait. What you can then do is push them if you want. Certain situations, it depends how many you're up by, but Mei's Wall really is an excellent way of crowd controlling the enemy team. Some people think that just using her left click's good and just freezing things, but the wall in terms of crowd control is amazing. And since her ult has also been buffed and it's got an extra 2-meter radius, it just brings her in as a perfectly viable character on nearly every defense map, other than probably Volskaya on the first point, because you can't crowd control because the opening entrance for the enemies is too big. The next thing I'll add is that these two last things I mentioned, where you can split enemies and block enemies off, you can be extra mean about it. You can block them off and then use your ult as well, and that is just horrendous for anyone else to deal with. Another thing you could do is just to gain your team some space sometimes. You don't necessarily have to use the perfect wall. Sometimes you might literally want to hide behind it and hide on the point and just stay alive for a second, just so the enemies can't get to you. Sometimes you can even whack it down maybe when you've been ulted, and it will force the enemy team to try and push around it. If they do that, you could drop your ult, or someone else could. They get round the wall and they're in for a surprise. So just using it to stay alive is also very good as well. As I mentioned, blocking ultimates is fantastic. You can do this with the wall. You can block most ultimates in the game, of course. So if McCree, it's high noon. No, actually, no, there's a wall. It might be high noon on your side of the wall, but on my side, it isn't high noon. It's 11:59. But you can also use it if you get Graviton Surge to just stop the wall of damage the enemy team try and put out. Again, by the time they manage to run around your wall or shoot through it, you're out of the Graviton Surge and you can shoot them. Of course, there's some ults you still need to be careful of, especially the area effects such as Divas, but again, you can block that off, but you need to get your whole team behind the wall. The wall will not block Mei's ult, it will go through it, as it is a massive, huge area of effect. And to be honest, one of the best counters to Mei is another Mei that's actually better than your current Mei. I would also argue Torb can be a pain for her as well, but really, she's just a great 1v1 character. The last thing I'll mention that the wall can be used for is just getting to places. I'll put on screen now where I actually chased down a Pharah because I didn't want her to get away. I used the wall to boost up, chase her down, and finish her off. It can also be used sometimes at the start of a map. You can just boost yourself up and run over to the point quicker if you need to, if you want to. You can even coordinate with your team to do this so that you can boost your whole team up to a higher place and then move forward as well. It's just such a good piece of utility, and it doesn't get used at the right times a lot of the time with Mei. So I wouldn't recommend to use non-attack, even if I've used some gameplay of that. She can be used on it on some points, particularly if you're playing King of the Hill. but defense, she's just an absolute nightmare for the enemy team if you get used to it. It's all about the crowd control. It's all about splitting them off, using the walls, making the right decisions, and trying to separate them so that you have more people in the team fight against what they have. If you split them up and there's 3 of them and there's 4 of you, you should win that team fight. But if you're defending generally, you're going to be 6v3 if you split them in half. Even if you just split off their Rhine and kill him, instantly they're right down. They can't really do much. They've got to wait for their Rhine to come back. They may try and peek. You might get another pick. And Mei is an incredible solo queuing tool. So use her, but try not to use her too much. As I say, attack's no good, and she's great for just crowd controlling, healing herself. She's just awesome, and she can freeze everything as well. So guys, let me know if I missed anything in the comment section down below. I hope this guide was helpful. Try to fit as much as I can into it. Use that wall, split them up, and wreck everything. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.